So the really important thing in virtual platforms is to think about how can I come across as engaging as I need to be. And certainly the use of our hands and our gestures, we need that to keep that visual level of engagement because we are not face-to-face. And I think it's an absolute disaster for anybody as a communicator to have their own camera turned off and then go, why aren't people engaged with me? Well, you've just shut off this huge channel to their brain, the visual part, and human beings are, in fact, primarily visual. And then encourage people to have cameras on, because as a speaker, you need that. And of course, you can't read any of the nonverbal behavior of an audience, be that a customer or your team or your colleagues, if you can't actually see them. So you need that nonverbal feedback because to find out how they're feeling, to read their reactions to things and to be able to adjust accordingly. So the big things for me is about getting yourself into that mental, excited state that you need to put extra juice into to do it as well virtually as you would do in person. And make sure we don't get lazy in terms of that vocal inflection or the gestures. The communication agency Duarte Inc., who advise, I think it's 25 of the world's top 35 brands. I think that's their tagline. Their chief strategy officer, Patty Sanchez, has written a book called Presenting Virtually. And one of the things that's fascinating in an interview she said recently, talking about it, she said that people need to make a greater performative effort. They need to make a greater performative effort. And that's something I've been talking about for a few months. But it's wonderful when somebody says 2 words and you go, that's what I've been talking about. So using your hand gestures, perhaps even a little bit more on a virtual call in order to get that visual engagement and get that energy across to make it easy for people to stay engaged with you. I think that's crucially important. And another colleague of mine said something beautiful. He said, don't talk to the camera. Remember, you're talking through the camera to the people on the other end. Some of it's mindset as well. So some of it's the physical setup, having the visuals for yourself, and getting yourself into that, making a greater performative effort to make sure you make it easy for people to stay engaged with you so Zoom fatigue can go away.